So my favorite streamer in the world, Asmongold, had a take on Somalians or something. I don't know. Let's just play the clip, monkeys.
Present help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options.
Best rates.
Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No.
Wow.
They actually took down information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that matching your description, we're in this building harassing the individuals who...
And he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers that
Yes.
everyone is fraudulent.
Okay.
So we're
He's here with
Another
some kind
Karen.
of propaganda.
Yep.
This is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance.
And the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
What would you have the police do instead if you were them? What would be your course of action? Genuinely curious. I would create a situation where the police would be afraid to defend these places because they would be worried about being persecuted. This would cause the police to leave and completely disband the police force. This would allow the companies and the people in the area to be effectively completely lawless and turn it into anarchy. That would make it completely chaotic, and these people would then become terrorized by the people that are in this community that they are somehow trying to enable, right? And so the goal is for that to happen and to make it as unpleasant and awful for them as possible, so that way they realize the mistake that they've made. That's the goal.
Apparently, the main criticism for Asmongold is that he's like, watching police stop a man who was harassing Somali American businesses, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't know if you've heard anything about the Somalians or whatever. Asmongold, apparently, according to some people, said the public must terrorize the Somali American communities and officers, yada, yada, yada. I don't really know if I heard that exactly, but what I do know is I do not give a flying fuck about Somalians, nor should I or you give a flying fuck of the Somalians. See, I just spoke in Somalian right there. You know, I still have a little bit of a gentle soul in me.
Guys, hey, remember to pay your taxes so Somalians can live the American dream. This is what I would do. I would look at every single one of the residents and also citizens that have immigrated here. And if these people are considered to be net negative taxpayers, I would deport them and denaturalize and deport them. That's what I would do. Because why do we have all of these leeches on our society whenever they're not even from here? Will Trump act on this? No, I don't think he will. That's one of the reasons why I didn't vote for him. I didn't think that he had the... I don't think that he had the grit to do that. He's really great at killing people in the Middle East. That's amazing. But what about people here? Not good enough.
All right, but like one of the things I do have to call my boy Asmongold out on, though, is that like very, very low key, it does seem like he is like getting off the Trump train, which is understandable. I told you guys this was gonna happen like months ago, although I should have been a little more nice about it, I guess, or at least a little less like, you know, a little more spoon-feedy, a little less down your throat, if anything. But yeah, pretty much it does, you know, in my opinion, look like Asmond is trying to slowly at least distance himself from the Trump, you know, the MAGA fad, and maybe headed more into the Thomas Massie, Nick Fuentes direction. I think that Massie and Fuentes both get along in the whole ideological sense that, you know, they're starting this little movement of sorts, or this little, you know, whispers in the wind where people are saying that Massie was MAGA before MAGA was a thing. People have also, like, there's this blonde Sarah Silverstock who started making a name for herself. I think she's married now. Babe, when it doesn't work out, hit me up. But, like, people are like that. Influencers are now even saying, have been saying too, that Trump is just an old school Democrat. Which, I mean, if we want to go on technicalities and all that shit, like, kind of. But, yeah, it seems like the winds are turning, you know? This isn't any, like, Trump derangement. Unlike Asmond, I actually did vote for Trump, you know? You can take that as it will. Take that as you will. And to be real with you, I don't really particularly mind what he's doing, as selfishly as all human beings are. It does not affect me. So it's kind of hard to relate. But if any of you are legitimately struggling and it is because of this, well, I'll say a prayer, sorry, for you, my grammar. You have to tell the priest about that one. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about this whole thing, this entire situation.
They're eating the cats and dogs. Do you remember that? Do you want to know why that was an important call to action? Because it was supposed to indicate that these people are not like us. Now, in my opinion, I'd eat a cat, I'd eat a dog. If it was somebody I didn't like, I'd eat them. I don't give a fuck. But I wouldn't base morality off of the ways that I think about things. I just wouldn't. I would, like, in general, one thing I've learned in my years is that I have a moral compass, but it doesn't point north.
To be honest, I'm just gonna leave it with this clip. Like, honestly, if I was looking for the reason why this guy is semi-relatable to me, you know, I'm not gonna pretend like there isn't any hypocrisies or inconsistencies here and there, but overall, I think his train of thought kind of aligns with mine, at least nowadays. It's kind of messed up that this is how people generally have to think, you know, at one point or another. You know, people are so quick to label this guy evil or sociopath or whatever off of this. But again, at the end of the day, it really is kind of like, to a degree, common sense, right? And also, not only that, but I think that one good thing out of like the Trump flip-flops and backpedaling, whatever you want to call it, I know fans will defend him and say that this is like, oh no, that's not actually true. Like Ethan Ralph goes, it's not true or whatever. I get it, because you want to defend him. But I think he would even admit he's not that consistent with certain things. Or maybe he just gets forgetful. But either way, I can't say that I disagree fundamentally with anything he's actually saying, all things considered. Not only that, but due to some things that I've been seeing lately, and I'm not just talking about my, you know, vacation with God and Jesus and Charlie, I am talking about certain revelations, certain goy revelations, if you will. Yeah, I do believe that we need to just be a little more open and ascertain certain information and just not jump right away at the first hint of hypocrisy. After all, we have to be aware, self-aware to an extent, that everybody is bound to make a blunder here and there, a little bit of a hypocrisy, a little bit of a misspeak, right? But I think, if anything else, Asmon has been consistent in this kind of like ruthless kind of, you know, thinking, you know.
You think about killing random people? Yeah, all the time. Oh, constantly. All the time. Yeah, if somebody makes me mad or something like that, yeah, of course. Absolutely. Sure. I just don't do it. I remember, dude, the 3 months that I played Call of Duty, I could not drive down the road without thinking about every pedestrian and if I could run them over or not. For like 3 months. I was going in on this. Because I spent so much time running people over on Call of Duty. That's normal. Everybody does, yes. It's just intrusive thoughts. I'm just open about it. Yeah, you asked me the honest opinion. That's my honest opinion. Yeah. It's called invasive thoughts and everybody has them. Yes. You make that decision every time you drive, actually. No need to get guns. Absolutely. And so, yeah, it's the call of the void. You're describing psychopathy. Well, either way, I don't let things like this affect me at all or bother me.